Hello, and welcome to another episode of Overtakes F1 podcast. For your takes from the track, we are back to review the Mexican Grand Prix. It was a good one, a wild one. We're going to talk all about it.
It was pretty
Let's.
nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty
Pretty
nuts.
nuts.
Midway through a triple header, and the drivers are feeling the heat with four
Mm-hmm.
races left.
Yep.
A
Yep.
lot of
And we had
drama.
a lot of drama ended with my guy, Carlos Sainz.
Getting his last win with Ferrari.
Oh, I hate that he says that. He's like depressed about it too.
It's surprising that he doesn't think that he can win another one.
That's
That's what
yeah.
I was gonna say. It's like there's 5 more races. What are you guys talking about? He could pull another one if anything.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I mean he's
Yeah, but
driving
the
really
way he
well.
said it, he was like, "I just want to get one more." Okay,
Yeah,
well, you got one more. Do you want some more?
and
You get a
he
few more
wanted
if you want.
he never won a race in front of his mom. His mom was there too.
Oh, is that the girl who was next to his the woman who was next to his girlfriend?
Yeah,
Okay, I kept telling Will, I was like, is that his mom? Like, I want to know. Put a lower third on her.
MILF.
but yeah, nice little podium here. Another double Ferrari podium.
Mm-hmm. 1-3.
Ruined by that orange
You
jumpsuit.
know, I would say 20 laps before, 20 laps left. I could have probably put money that it was gonna be a Ferrari 1-2. Because not till the very end of the race, I would say, is when Lando really started catching up to Leclerc. And I would have thrown all my money on a Ferrari 1-2.
It was
But
weird.
what a great race.
Yeah, sorry to cut you. I didn't mean to cut you off, but it was really weird because Leclerc was right on, like he was gaining on Sainz. Sainz said, are we fighting or what's going on here? He dropped back to like a 2 second gap, and then that gap just kept growing. It was really weird.
Mm-hmm.
But Leclerc said it himself after the race. He's like, he didn't think he had, like his car wasn't as easy on the tires. Like he was losing his tires very, very quickly. And we saw that because he almost lost him into the wall on the last corner.
That was very Leclerc of him.
Dropped a little F-bomb in the media room. Got a stern talking to by the FIA.
Look, that little skimming that he had there, that Lando went through, it wasn't like, to me, it was like I think he was trying to like step on it and the car like lost it a little bit versus he just lost the rear. I feel like he was like accelerating to try and like push forward and the rear slipped.
Yeah, he was feeling the pressure for sure. And then he didn't have as much traction as he needed, and he just lost the rear end.
It was interesting. I mean, I knew that Lando was gonna pass him because it's a common thing that Lando does where he like maintains the tires, and then once we're a couple laps within, he's like, "All right, let's go." And then you just saw the numbers. It was going from like 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2. You're like, "Oh, here he comes. He's gonna do it." So it's something we've seen in the past that I was expecting. It wasn't too bad, but I do think that we have to talk about what happens right at the beginning. Yuki Tsunoda flying into the wall.
Dude, that was bad. That was ambitious from Yuki. Going around
Whose
the
fault was
outside
it?
there.
Let me hear your opinion. Go.
I don't think anybody was at fault. I think it was ambitious by Yuki. But Albon had nowhere to go. He even tried to back out of it because he was getting squeezed by Pierre Gasly from the right.
Gasly.
And
I think it was a race incident.
No, for sure.
It was a domino effect. It was a domino effect of Gasly pulling a little bit to the left, not knowing, his expectation is for Albon to pull a little bit to the left, but nobody knew Yuki was going to come flying down the left.
Yeah.
For that to happen. So it's not like nobody did that on purpose. Like the stewards looked into it and just called it a racing incident. Agreed.
Yeah. The sad thing is it's like the third time in the past 2 seasons this exact same situation happens to Albon, where he's the car in the middle in a 3-car sandwich. and he has just nowhere to go and gets squeezed.
Well, maybe he should just look at this as a another learning point. Like, how do I get myself out of these situations? Like, it happens, but
I mean, he can't
maybe he could do a
lose
little
5
studying
positions. He can't just lose 5 positions at the start
because
by
he's trying
hitting
to
the
be
brakes.
defensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But bad news for Yuki because I'm pretty sure his chances of Red Bull just went from 1% to 0%.
Why do you say that?
Because Helmut Marko came out at the end of it saying like basically saying this is why Yuki's not a Red Bull.
Ouch.
Yeah, he didn't say those words exactly, but
He's
I mean
cooking.
that was the that was the meaning behind what he said.
He's harsh, dude.
Yeah.
I know he
But
didn't like the whole incident also with Liam Lawson.
he didn't like it. He thought Liam was in the wrong.
Did you guys see, because they didn't play it on the broadcast, but after Perez was kind of giving Liam Lawson a difficult time to pass,
Mhm.
and Liam Lawson passed him
And gave him the finger.
he gave him the finger.
Yeah.
And apparently he got
Funny.
summoned to Christian Horner to talk about that. And then in his post race interview, he was like, I apologize for it. I shouldn't have done it. So
I mean, Checo wasn't laying it. Like the move that Checo tried to pull on Liam was ridiculous, where he tried to squeeze in on turn 4 and then going into turn, basically the same thing that Max did, except like there was actually zero space for Checo, and he was coming from way behind, and they ended up making contact. And then he said that Liam's an idiot because he didn't let him through.
Are you talking about where he goes over the chicane on the left, like when he tries to sneak in on the left over the chicane?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, he was a full car length behind going into that corner.
Liam was clearly ahead of the apex, which we have all learned more extensively about since last race. So
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
I don't really see where Liam was in the wrong.
No, he wasn't.
But Red Bull was defending Sergio this weekend. Red Bull and RB, complete chaos.
Yeah, it was not ideal.
You okay over there, Will?
Can we speed it up?
Did I just get more blue? Oh, now I'm getting not blue again.
Yeah, your white balance is shifting. But let's talk about the Constructors' Championships.
Forza Ferrari.
Officially,
Ferrari
jumps over Red Bull. What a great weekend for Ferrari. Red Bull was asleep and they took big advantage of it. 41 points this weekend. Best team on the track. Right behind them, McLaren and Mercedes were both tied at 22, which is interesting. Piastri was a no-show. And then Haas, Ferrari, both drive. I'm sorry, just Haas because they have Ferrari engine. Haas, both of their drivers scored points this weekend.
Again.
Impressive. And 1 point for Alpine. So yeah, I guess the biggest news is that Ferrari jumps over Red Bull, and we got Ferrari getting closer to Mercedes. I'm sorry, to McLaren now. So
yeah,
I think that's it for Red Bull. I think they're going to remain in third for the rest of the.
Oh, for sure. I mean, Checo just doesn't score points anymore.
It's unbelievable. Like even in your home country, man, it's like do something.
Yeah, he doesn't score points anymore, and Max isn't winning every race anymore. So
look, and I'll tell you what though. For Max getting that 20-second penalty, pitting, dropping all the way down to P16 and still finishes P6 to bring in 8 points, he's carrying that team by himself.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. He was weaving around people, making his way back up to the top. I mean, I was like, is he gonna get back into fourth place? Like, it just looked like he was flying.
Yeah, he was. If we're looking at just Max Verstappen's points, Max Verstappen himself is 4 points behind Mercedes.
Oh, okay. 350, 362. Wow. You're not wrong. What a analysis right there. Sheesh.
I mean, comparing to last year Max won the championship, the constructors championship by himself. He didn't need Checo. But
Mm-hmm.
this year ain't last year.
Mm-mm. Well, I mean, while we're at it, we could look at the drivers' championships. There's no movement in the 1 to 10. Carlos Sainz had the best weekend, obviously. And we had going into the second half, Kevin Magnussen goes up 2 spaces and Albon drops 1. So
Yeah.
there it is.
Most
that.
important thing is Lando took 10 points out of Max Verstappen's lead. But
So
I don't know if it's going to be enough, because if Max is going to race him like this every race, I mean, with 4 races and a sprint left, like they're crashing at least once.
it's almost like he wants to crash.
Yeah.
Just to call it an end, right? It's kind of like a Schumacher type of move. I don't know if you guys watched F1 back then, but it's kind of like
Or Max and Lewis
just
in
crash,
2021.
and then the points will just stay where they're at. If Lando can't score, then that's
Yeah.
it.
You don't even have to look that far back. Max and Lewis were crashing all the time
Yeah.
Yeah.
when they were.
Monza's the famous one.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if I'm Ferrari, I love this. Just let those 2 guys fight it out up in the front. Charles Leclerc is not too far from Lando. Just let them fight it out, and maybe Ferrari can sneak their way in. And that's kind of what ended up happening at the start of the race, anyways. Too, how Carlos just kind of went for it, but yeah, if I'm Ferrari, I'm loving this.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ferrari is gonna has a real shot at winning the constructors.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is the second week in a row where they take, 20 to 30 points out of McLaren's lead in the constructors. Like, it's not unreasonable for them to win it.
No. And what about, we were going to look at real quick over here. There it is. Haas.
Yeah,
Are
Haas
they gonna
can.
stay in 6, or you think they can take 5?
I mean, it'll be really hard
No.
for them to take 5th place, but I mean, I think they can do it. Like, they need a couple good results. I mean, Aston Martin hasn't scored a point since last year, basically. So
Isn't that crazy? And they're still in 5th. Doesn't that goes to show the rest of the pack is just like, are they still racing?
see, last year was so different, because you had Alpine and Williams, mainly Alpine, just scoring, like the only team scoring points from the midfield and the back markers. But now it's like all of them can score points. Haas can score points. RB can score points. Williams sometimes scores points. Alpine scores points occasionally. And they're all taking points out of each other. But I mean, if Haas were Alpine from last year, they would be in 5th easily. Because Aston Martin, I mean, they can barely make it out of Q1.
I know I've said this before, but what an impressive season for Haas.
No, it's amazing.
Yes. I just want to wave my American flag. I'm so proud of that team.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to win a Grand Prix, guys. I really
Yeah,
do.
or even just get on the podium.
That'd be cool.
But I want to hear I want to hear the national anthem, guys.
That would be, it's tough for us to do that. Maybe get a podium.
I have a prediction, okay? In the 2025 season, Haas will win a race.
That's a crazy prediction. You can win the whole championship if that comes through.
It's going to be some crazy, stupid thing, kind of how like when Checo won the race from the back of the pack. It's going to be some stupid thing, but it's going to happen.
Everybody
We're going to hear the
crashes.
national anthem. And I'm going to stand up in my living room and be so happy.
It's gonna
I'm going to sing like the Italians. You know, like when the Italians sing their national anthem? That's going to be me.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be right there with you. I don't think it's going to happen, but
hoping for the best. What you guys think about Alonso?
Oh, poor guy. What a bad way to end
I didn't
his.
even know what was wrong with the car. All I heard is he's pulling in to retire the car. What was wrong with the
Yeah,
car?
he had brake issues. So I think it was his front brakes like just weren't working properly and they were overheating. And they just had to they couldn't fix it from the steering wheel, so they just had to retire it.
Retire
It was
the car.
unfortunate.
Definitely. I did hear that it is a standing tradition. When he's celebrating some sort of anniversary, he has to retire the car. It happened during his 300th race as well.
Oh, did it? It's unfortunate.
Poor guy.
Well,
What else? Ferrari 1-3.
I think the only thing we're missing is we wanted to talk about Mercedes, kind of just
Sure.
hanging out on their own.
Yeah, I mean they can only fight each other. Like they're not anywhere near the front of the pack, and they're so far ahead of the back of like the midfield
Mhm.
that the only people they can race is each other. And it was fun. It was fun to watch. They raced each other for like 20 laps.
Yeah, and
mhm.
it was really nice. They told them they were able to race, and I don't remember the name of the announcer for F1 TV, but when they were fighting each other, he was like, "This is excellent driving. This is how it needs to be." Blah blah blah. Basically, he was like hitting punches at Max Verstappen. You know, he was basically mentioning how it was respectful racing, and that's not what we were watching earlier with Max and Lando.
Oh, why would he throw jabs at Max Verstappen? Did Max do something wrong?
Well, I mean, he did get a 20-second point violation. So, in the words of George Russell, wow.
Max was feeling it, man. I don't know what was going on. That was the first one was bad. The second one was horrendous. I don't know what he was thinking. He's getting desperate and he's getting nervous. And
I was screaming at the TV.
it's weird because I don't think Lando thinks he can win. And Max is driving like he really thinks Lando's gonna win.
Mm. Yeah,
Because Lando's not fighting him hard.
just drive.
I mean, he
I
didn't
mean,
even try to pass. He didn't even try to pass Max until like the only reason he got past is because Max went into the pits.
I think he knows he needs to be careful with him because he's suicidal almost. It's just
Sure,
he doesn't care about crashing. He's like, go
but
ahead, crash in.
he's got to make a move. He
Hmm.
has to. If he wants to win the championship, he has to make moves.
Was
Like,
it Belgium where he tried to make a move? Was that the race I'm thinking
yeah,
about?
no, it was Austria where they
Yeah,
crashed.
it was Austria. Yes, I mean he was trying there, and
Mhm.
he paid a sacrifice, for it. He lost points. So
If one collision and a few close calls is going to stop him from trying to overtake Max, then he's just not going to win. Like Max ruined his race. He should have won,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and he was stuck behind Max for 25 laps.
Well, Max is stuck behind
Until
who?
he pitted.
Oh, you talking
No,
about Norris? Norris is
yeah,
stuck
Norris
behind
was
Max.
stuck behind
Yeah, yeah,
Max
yeah.
for 25 laps.
Brutal.
So
But
this is
yeah,
the
What
second
I
week
did
in a row
like,
where go ahead.
no, I was gonna say what I did like at the very end. The gap between the front three was so much that Leclerc's like, you know what? Let me pit and try a fastest lap.
Mm-hmm.
That
And he
mm,
gap
got
was
it.
insane, and he got it.
Yeah.
And then funniest thing after that is like Sergio's like, I want to try fastest lap.
It's
Okay,
crazy that they even
dale,
tried. Like he's
dale,
missing a
dale.
side pod. He has a hole in his side pod, and they tried to go for
I
fastest
saw
lap.
that.
mm-hmm,
Yeah,
mm-hmm. But there was nothing to lose.
Sure, I guess. I mean,
I'm
there's a
saying,
little
because
dignity.
Lawson did the same thing too, right?
Like the rate, like Checo finished like 5 minutes behind the race winner.
mm,
Plus one
brutal.
lap.
Carlos is celebrating, and Sergio's still driving.
Mm-hmm. It's
Well,
crazy.
I'm excited to jump into predictions because we were all over the place.
Yeah, let's do it. It's gonna
Uh,
be real quick, real easy.
Quali poll. We
We
all
all
had
got it
Lando
wrong.
Norris. Everybody got it wrong. It was it was Carlos Sainz, correct?
It was Carlos Sainz. Yeah.
Yes. Podium. Everybody got it wrong. We
Everybody.
were Science threw us off. Max was all the way in the back, and Will, you had Lando in the wrong. No, Lando.
Oh
You
no,
got
no,
Lando.
Lando's right. Yeah, he got Lando.
Yeah, yeah. Highlight that. Yeah, so Will does get a point because he did get Lando Norris in the correct position.
That's right.
And Eddie, me and you both had Leclerc second. So we were somewhat close to getting that.
Mm-hmm. We had Lando Leclerc. We just had him in the wrong place.
Yeah. Yeah. So good for Will. You got a point there. Now's where we debate. Okay.
Let's debate.
The breakout performer for myself was Lawson. I'm gonna say that's a gray area. I'm gonna say he was more broken than he was a breakout.
I don't think he was broken, but I don't think he was breakout.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely mediocre.
He finished. Where did he finish? 12th or something.
16.
Six. Okay, never mind. Yeah, there's no debate.
Yeah.
Second to last. Sergio Perez in last place.
Zhou
Then,
Guan Yu last place, I thought.
Right.
oh,
That's what I was
okay. So
counting on.
I had Albon for broken,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean his car technically was broken. So
Yeah, Albon, you got a point for that one.
yes. Ding. All right. Will make your case.
I got nothing.
Well, yeah, we'll get 0 points. He had Liam as his breakout, just like you, and he
Yeah.
had Zhou Guan Yu as his broken,
And I had said Zoe is only the broken if he comes dead last.
which he did not.
Boy
He
comes in
finished
in
15th, a solid
15th.
15th position. And there were 3
Yeah.
retirements, but he beat. I mean, I think Lawson and Perez both boxed for fastest lap, but didn't finish last, and those were your rules.
Yep.
My gosh. I mean, but Sergio was already last before he decided. It's not like Zoo was behind him.
I think he was.
You think Zoo was behind him?
I think he was. Yeah.
Okay.
And then for my breakout, I had Alex Albon,
Ah.
which was looking good.
Yeah.
Till
For the first
the
until
green
light.
until FP1. But my broken, I had Aston Martin. How are we feeling about that?
All right, let's see.
Alonso
had an
retired
11th
and Lance Stroll got
or-
11th.
Oh, they're broken.
Now,
Or they're
11th
not-
would be good for Lance Stroll, but he finished behind 2 Haas's and an Alpine.
Yes, 11th. I agree with you. 11th would be good, and we were actually surprised that he was racing this weekend. He was fighting with Sergio for a couple places at one point.
Yeah.
But I mean the DNF is pretty hard. So I don't think that they're broken or breakout. I think they're more broken
No points.
than anything. No points.
No points.
0.
They had one
This is-
car retire and one car finish behind 2 Haas's and an Alpine.
Eddie, you're just making a case because this would be 0 points for you this weekend. Oh no. We still have wild prediction. Okay. But no, I don't think you get a point for that.
That's crazy.
Will?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Will?
They only had one car finish
mean-
the race.
I'm kind of biased here.
You
But
don't think they're
Lance Stroll-
broken?
Like Lance Stroll P11 is kind of what's like he should have been a little bit further down for it definitely to be broken.
He's
But
behind 2 Haas's and an Alpine.
That doesn't
That
matter.
means points were on the table.
seriously,
No.
You guys are out of your mind.
I think you're just trying to make a case for yourself.
You guys are crazy. All right, let's go to wild predictions.
All right. Sergio Perez doesn't score points.
Yeah, you get that one.
Let's go, baby.
dang.
Let's go.
We'll had Perez in the top 5, like a crazy
Perez
person.
bottom 5. I get a point.
All right, and Eddie,
Mine is the ball never lies. That's my
you said
prediction.
you said one collision, but there was multiple collisions throughout
I
the
said
weekend.
at least one collision between two cars. And we had it in FP1 and you guys almost didn't want to give me that. But then we
Yeah.
had like 7 throughout the race.
Yeah, but like the thing is like let's just
Look,
imagine we didn't
all
have.
the hits, to me the hits don't matter. Like the bumping into each other, that's fine. It's like the Yuki Albon thing. To me, that's a collision. You know, that's a collision. So you get
Okay.
that point there because you put at least
Yeah.
one.
At least one collision between two
But
cars.
look, when you say
But if
things like that, practice doesn't count. Come on, practice? You're talking
practice,
about practice?
I mean,
Come on, Eddie.
we can we can
Practice?
we can we can we can debate it later. Anyways, I got the point.
yes, you did. So let's just start from myself. I have 2 points, so that changes me to from 18 to 20.5. And then we'll look at Will. Will has one point. That puts him at 28 points from 27. And Eddie walks away with
1 point.
1 point.
And that's under protest.
26.
That's
So
that's
Submit
that's
it.
under investigation with the stewards.
that means that Will is ahead with 28 points. He has a 2 point lead on Eddie. And I am in the back, all the way in the bottom, 20.5. I am 7.5 points away
There's
from
plenty of
Will.
time left. Plenty of time.
The Haas.
Yeah. Next weekend we got a good one.
I have some
Sprint weekend.
hot predictions coming in.
Ooh.
Just wait
For
on it.
next weekend?
For Brazil.
I did hear that Red Bull may be taking the engine, changing the engine on Max's car, putting him in a couple places back at the start of the race. So
Oh, that'll be at least 10 places. That's crazy. Brazil's hard to pass. You can really only pass on the start finish straight. Anyway, we can talk about that next week.
definitely. So yeah, we'll be back in a couple days to talk about Interlagos. It is our second home country race, and we're looking forward to it.
Hell
'Cause
yeah.
Will is brasileiro. And yeah,
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
você é brasileiro.
Ah, cool.
So, okay.
I'm gonna wear my
Well,
jersey. I'm gonna wear a hat.
Hell yeah.
I'm coming decked out.
yeah. And just remember to like, subscribe, do all the things that the algorithms like. You can find us on our socials, talk to us, say bad things, say good things.
And even if you don't like us, yeah, say bad things. Give us comments. We'll take it.
Y'all got
Somebody
anything
on
you
a
want to
TikTok
say?
is like, not everybody has to be podcasters. I'm like, I like the comment.
Capitalism. All right, y'all. You got
All right,
anything?
guys.
All right, guys.
No? Thank you, everybody. Goodbye.
Deuces.
I gotta go sit on the couch.